Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another One Piece review, guys. This is going to be for season 17, aka the Dressrosa arc. And wow, there was so much going on in this arc. After 24 days, I'm finally done. Man, this was a long journey. Okay, it wasn't that long, but still, it was definitely a long journey because I don't think I've ever seen an arc this long, show season this long. Even with um it being an anime and dividing it by two to get it into the same length of like a live action show, it's still so long. But I will say this, just like Sky Island or Sky P, I could say that season, the fifth season, it kept getting better and better, better to the point where I was like, wow, this is honestly insane. And I still think Water 7 is like the best. That's still my favorite, but this arc and this season alone was really, really good. So there's that. Now, basically, the story of this arc involves the gang going to Dressrosa and takes place right after the events of Punk Hazard and Caesar's retrieval arc. And with Trafalgar War with them, it becomes a lot more interesting, a lot more exciting, and basically there's a tournament involved and Luffy takes part in it. Doflamingo's the main villain of the arc. There's a lot of flashbacks and backstories with a bunch of different characters, and I think this is the arc with the most amount of flashbacks. I mean, my word, some episodes were just dedicated to that, like some like 3 4 episodes straight in a row, and it's insane. But I will say this though, this arc has some of the best backstories I've ever seen with characters. Like the way certain characters are so interesting. It's honestly mind blowing to me. Like they give a character like Baby 5 2 such a tragic backstory, and she's not really a big character. I mean, she kind of feels like a big supporting character for this arc, but towards the end, she's just kind of there in the background. Now, I will say this: Doflamingo as a villain, I think is top tier. This might just be my favorite villain in the entire show. I mean, Crocodile, I will always love and respect that man, but there's something truly special about Doflamingo. I don't know what it is. And I now understand why people seem to really take a liking and fondness towards this character. Now, that being said though, as a villain he's great. As a character, I'm not sure because if you know what I mean, like his personality is like really all over the place for me personally. And I don't know, like he really pisses me off at times in terms of like what he did for the king and all that in the past. That is also a very tragic backstory. Like the dude literally is so messed up, I have to say. But as a villain, he is great, if that kind of makes sense. So, yeah. And in terms of other characters too, there's a lot of really strong characters and character arcs, and I really like how this arc, more than any other, really made the side character or the supporting characters, I should say, have like multiple different arcs, like Kuros, Rebecca, Viola, King Riku, Trafalgar War even has a bit of an arc as well. Everyone kind of has an arc and something to do, and I love that. This is the first time I saw something like this happen in One Piece. And now thinking back, I'm like, wow, they did a really good job with that. That being said, though, it's One Piece. Of course, the Straw Hats are involved. Luffy, of course, is doing the damn thing. Zoro, Usopp, everyone is there. And without getting into spoilers, because I don't like to spoil my anime reviews, this is by far the most different arc of the entire show in terms of the island arcs they go to. Not like Sabaody Archipelago and the way that ended up, that was obviously mind blowing, but this is very different. It's similar to that, but slightly different, I would say. So there's that. It's not like a super jarring change or anything like that, but just keep that in mind going into this. There's something that happens at a certain point and be like, wait, what? What are they doing here? And honestly, it didn't affect the story at all. Unlike Marineford, where I feel like it actually did affect the story, and I wish the story had were there with you. But here, what they do is different, and I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna leave it there. Now, in terms of the positives, the action is phenomenal. This arc delivered some of the best action of the entire show. and I'm so happy that we finally get some really great fights. I have not seen fights like this in One Piece since Andy Suwabe, I would say. Not in Punk Hazard, not even in Marineford, Fishman I don't know, and yeah, it was just you know, like, yeah, also throwback. That's what I meant to say inside Punk has it, but Punk has as well didn't have that crazy big fights too, I would say. But I will say this though, Punk has it really felt like the calm before the storm that was Dressrosa, because it is actually part of the Dressrosa saga, and this is now saga number 7. Or actually no, saga number 8, because saga number 9 is Zou, which is actually not Zhao. I thought it was Zhao, but it's actually Zou, Zou, and Whole Cake Island are all part of one saga, and I believe Levery and Riviera are also part of it too. I don't know, but I do know Wano Saga number 10, and of course, Egghead arc is part of the 11th and final saga. So, is that, but anyway, the action this arc was great. The characters, some of the best supporting characters in all of One Piece are in this arc. Kyros is such a great character. I love this man so much, and yeah, he's easily a top tier side character. I mean, him, Rebecca, and Viola, their like family dynamic is so great, so powerful, adds so much to this arc, and even the show as well. Like, this show already had so many powerful moments, but this more so than anything else. So there's that. And one final thing is that this arc had so many great like character moments and great payoffs for the characters themselves. Each of the characters had a great journey, and I really like that. Now, negatives. This arc is so freaking long. This arc did not need to be that long. It felt really stretched out. The pacing was pretty bad at times, I can't lie, but it still kept me invested. I will say this though, the tournament stuff did not need to be that long. I felt the tournament was dragged out way too long. The stuff with Doflamingo and the executives, that I think was fine for the most part, but if the tournament stuff was cut down shorter, this could have easily been at least 100, if not 90 to 95 episodes, which I believe is how long Whole Cake Island is in it itself, because season 19, which is where Whole Cake Island is, which also includes the Reverie arc and Riviera. Is it Riviera Reverie? Actually, I don't even know when Riviera takes place. I know. Regardless though, that arc itself, Whole Cake Island, that arc is 95 episodes just by itself. So if this was around there, it would have been so much better. And another thing, speaking of pacing, they kind of stuffed up the ending a little bit. They kind of dragged it out a bit. I didn't really feel it was that necessary to drag the like 6, 7, 8 episodes or even more, but it is what it is. But guys, Dressrosa delivered. So good to finally have a phenomenal One Piece season and arc. I knew I'd like it because I heard and saw some of the reviews and stuff. This arc delivered. I'm so happy with it. Some of the best character moments for not just main characters but supporting characters too. Like, I would say this arc is about Luffy, Law, and the Flamingo. Those are the 3 main characters of this arc, and maybe even Kyros too, and I guess King Riku. Yeah, I guess you could say him. Those are the 5 main characters. They have the biggest weight and impact, I would say. Yeah, I mean, yes, of course, there's others too, but those ones are probably the biggest. Also, I love that Ruby kind of made an somewhat of an alliance. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but if you watch this arc, you know what I'm talking about. But guys, Dressrosa season 18 of One Piece delivered. Overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really, really good. This arc absolutely delivered. The season delivered, and it was only actually one arc the entire season. And I'm shocked that with this many episodes, there was no filler. I mean, there were few fillery episodes, but still, very well done. But that's all I have to say for One Piece season 18. And next up is season 17, sorry. Next up is going to be Zou for the show. And after that, that is it for One Piece for this year. And then we'll be starting a new anime soon. Not yet. I won't announce it just yet, but I will after my season 18 review, which should be done in the next like couple of days, because that season's only like 36 episodes. But guys, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.